Hi, this is Will Ruddick, and we're going to have a second edition here of the Village Market Simulator. Last time we talked about inequality and interest-bearing loans. Today we're going to talk about import-to-export ratios and market volatility and the effect on local markets because of that. So we've got a simulation here with 100 traders in a market. They're each businesses, sort of producer-consumers, prosumers that buy and sell locally, but they also import and export. And the amount they import and export varies throughout the year based on external market factors. And the blue line you see there down here at the bottom is the relative amounts of those imports and exports throughout the year. Like December, there's a lot of exporting, a lot of money coming into the community because of exports, mostly exports of labor. Depends on the community. And in January, there's a lot of import going on. People are buying stuff from outside the community. So very quickly, we're going to run this forward. Sorry, in the upper left here, I've plotted all the balances of each business around a circle just to look at comparative amounts of wealth in the community. So this is a fairly equal community. There's no bankers here. There's no interest-bearing loans or anything like this. It's just a very typical market, maybe say 100 years ago. So as time goes on, we can see in yellow plotted here the relative amount of trade throughout the year. So as there's more money in the system, people trade a bit more. And as there's less money in the system, people trade a bit less. And the net effect over the entire year is that by the end of the year, there's a little bit less money in the system than we started with. So as we start the next year, we see it follows the same pattern. There's a little bit of oscillation, then a big oscillation up in December, and then a big crash in January. And again, each year, a little bit of money starts leaving the system. So what's happening here is that is a very typical poverty trap, is that when there's more imports in a community, when people are buying more stuff from outside the community than they are able to get money coming in, over time there's just less and less money in the economy. And so the local economy, which is dependent on this foreign money coming in, gets more and more stifled. So what we're going to do as sort of a solution to this is introduce a second currency. So this second currency is in some ways, maybe you could say, similar to the Swiss not buying into the euro. They kept their Swiss franc so that they would have some more market stability and not be totally dependent on the euro. So on the top here is the national currency, and the bottom in blue is community or local currency. And as you can see, there's still this sort of oscillatory effect. There's more money around December and less money around January, and with the community currency, people don't use it as much when they have more of the national currency. So it's sort of counter-cyclic. When one's up, the other's down. And as time goes on, there's less and less of the national currency in the system because it's leaking out. The complementary currency or community currency begins to really sort of stabilize the community when it's in these periods where they're not able to export their goods or services. So this is just a really simple simulation to just show the effect of and the power of a local currency. And this is why many countries want to have a currency in the first place, because it gives them a lever or a knob to basically tune how much they want to favor importing and exporting in the community. And this is why Switzerland, one of the reasons why Switzerland is one of the best economies in the world. Switzerland also has a local currency called the Weir that has this sort of counter-cyclic effect as well. And I think that's it, guys. Thanks. Bye.